To me, I guess it's been said around the industry, your sound owes a lot to the 60s. Maybe we can talk about that in a couple of minutes of how the 60s meet the 80s when it comes to the Bangles. But one of my favorite things from the 1960s was Star Trek. And of course, one of my favorite characters was Leonard Nimoy. And when I saw it, yes, can everybody do that? Did you see Back to the Future?
Yes.
I'm Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan.
Yeah,
When I saw Leonard Nimoy in the Going Down to Liverpool video, I thought, great, you know, one of my heroes together with a brand new band who I really, really enjoyed. How did the connection between you and Leonard Nimoy come about?
I actually went to preschool with his kids, Julie and Adam Nimoy, and grew up with their family and my family being very, very close friends. And neighbors, pretty much.
It's that simple.
Yeah, it's just family
It's a
friends.
Hollywood world.
So, hey, can you ask your dad if he can be in our video?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Well, actually, I just called Leonard myself, you know, because why not?
Yeah.
I said, sure.
Hey, we're having a barbecue. Can you come
Right,
over? And
you know.
by the way, would you like to be in our video?
Pretty much. I mean, you
He
know.
was very wonderful to work with. He was very excited about doing it. And he was
nice man.
Very professional.
Yeah.
It's an interesting character that he plays. It's just fairly straight. He's just basically no emotion. Which
all he had to do was raise an eyebrow. Yeah, it was the eyebrow that stalled the entire video.
I was trying to do that, you know, during the Star Trek days. How do you get the one eyebrow up?
Only Leonard knows.
And the video is also great, too, because every time you turn off the radio, or he turns off the radio, the crew says, audio, check the audio. So,
Yep. Yay.
That's what we want.
They still do that?
They still do that. They'll probably even do it today. From all over the place, here's the Bangles. This is Going Down to Liverpool on Much. So Much Music back with the Bangles. And the Bangles sound owes a lot to the 1960s. At least for me it does anyways. But it's definitely arranged in an 80s style. How did the 60s and the 80s meet within the band?
It was an unconscious collision. It was just that's just what happens when we play.
Sort of a cosmic experience. See, the thing is that we are music fans, and our first love was 60s music. Debbie and I grew up in the same household, being sisters, and our parents had the radio on 24 hours a day since I can remember, really. And when I met Susanna, it was really unusual to meet someone else who was my age and actually chronologically too young to know the 60s firsthand, but who actually did, because in the same way she grew up in a family that had music on all the time. And so the Byrds, Dylan, Marianne Faithfull, you know, Dusty Springfield, all these things were our childhood and the reason for living, really. And so when we started playing music, you know, that's what came out, that kind of inspiration.
But I think that what do you do to the music to make it a little bit different? Perhaps a little more rhythmic
people
than it used to be?
People are making records differently now. I mean, in those days you were doing 3 and 4 track record. I mean, Sgt. Pepper's was recorded on a 4-track, bouncing down. You know, now you've got 48 tracks, and yeah, you do have to, and there's millions of machines that you're competing with, so drum sound is really important, and you sort of have to be concerned with those things.
But I used to notice in a lot of recordings from the 60s that the drums were either buried or the vocals were brought way up on top. It was a very snappy sound.
And by the time they bounced it all down, the drums went clear, you know.
You just hear the hi-hat going.
Because you recorded it, so I think it's really a lot of the process has changed, and that's really affected the sound.
Do you try to make things a little more rhythmic?
Well, that's important.
Yeah, it is important.
Feel is what's important. I think that whether you have to get it on a drum machine or just get the right feeling when you're playing it, that getting the right feel to the song is more important than it being perfectly in sync.
Yeah.
And I'll always feel that way, which is the problem now because everything is so regulated by machines, you know, it's like
The human feel, the human touch is important with our sound. I think it's not all electronic. It's more of the human touch, I'd say.
So it's kind of a struggle for us, you know, because we're struggling against technology. We don't want to resist it because we want to use it to our benefit. But on the other hand, our first inclination, our real instinct is just to get up there and bash away, you know, which obviously our time is not going to be perfect. Certain sounds will not be perfect, you know.
Well, we're human.
mistakes.
So it's always sort of a conflict with us when we're in the studio, you know, trying to get that balance going.
With the new technologies, it would be so easy to lose your identity. Like the latest craze is you sample, say, John Bonham's drum sound.
Of course.
So Debbie can take the day off while you lay down John Bonham's drums.
I'll go
You know,
hiking or something.
I'll sample Townsend, and you know, we'll sample, you know, I mean.
I love listening to the weird quirks on old records. I was just listening to a tape with my Walkman of I Feel Fine, and you can hear somebody coughing
In the beginning.
the snare drum rattling. It was in the room when that feedback on the guitar was happening, and you can hear all these things.
But you feel
loud
like you're
and
there.
clear.
You feel like you're there, and like in the living room, they're playing in the living room in front of you, because it's more of a human, intimate thing, I think,
Yeah.
than as all the sterile sounds.
So you try to keep some sort of element of that
Yeah.
uncertainty.
Yeah,
in there.
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, maybe I can come in and cough in the next session.
Great.
You got it. No
You're
problem.
welcome.
Little special thanks credit right on the
Coughing.
But through listening to Different Light, two of the stronger songs have been written by other people, Prince and Jules Shear, who wrote If She Knew What She Wants. But then you listen to Different Light as well, and it's a very strong song, which was penned by the band. And do you feel comfortable as songwriters, or do you feel that you have to go outside for material?
We definitely are comfortable as songwriters. On the Different Light album, what happened is that we had been touring right up until we recorded that album, basically. And so trying to pull together our material and that kind of thing came under a time restriction, actually. And another thing about the Bangles is that we've always gone outside for material, even from the first day we got together. You know, the first thing we played together, I think, was White Rabbit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we've always grabbed onto good songs from other people. We're not afraid to do that just because, okay, I'm a songwriter, I need to feel, you know, that I want to be identified as a songwriter, so I'm not going to sing anyone else's music except for mine. You know, I mean, that's fine. But you're also ignoring a lot of great material if you do that.
So you've always been open to anything that's good.
Oh, yeah.
And what, you can get people like Prince and Jules Shear to...
No problem.
Hey,
Hey, why not?
Why argue?
Not too bad. Okay, why don't we go to the Jules Shear tune?
Great.
Okay.
All right, from Different Light, here's the Bangles. This is If She Knew What She Wants. From Different Light on Much Music. You have a new video coming out soon.
Yes, we do. Yes. Well, we like this one. This is actually this is the European version that you just saw, ladies and gentlemen, and Much Music will be getting the American version very soon.
Yes, we understand that they
Look
don't like
forward
the
to
European
that.
version too much.
We'll know what
We'll change it. We'll change it.
So look forward to that. But Walk Like an Egyptian is our new single and our new video, which we shot in New York while we were on tour. And had a good time. It's directed by Gary Weiss, who directed all those wonderful short films for Saturday Night Live.
And he also
Including the
did
dog
Rebels.
eating peanut butter, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And the artist and the cat that got stoned. And
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Did you take more of a hand in the direction of this video than once in the past?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Gary we trusted because we really admired his work,
We hit it
work
off
so
with
much.
him for a
Yeah.
while. It's funny-
But we
funny guy.
were able to sit down with him, tell him what we wanted to do, work things out, and we're very pleased with how it came out.
It's very humorous, a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor.
Well, we look forward to seeing it. That should be coming our way probably in about a
Very
week.
soon.
Yeah, soon.
One last question before you go. You were mentioning all of the 60s songs that you listen to and the artists in such endearing terms. And I know that for me, when I listen to things like Mungo Jerry's Summertime, I can smell things. I remember exactly what I was doing.
Me too.
Do you want your music to evoke that same sort of atmosphere?
Exactly.
That's the
You said
ultimate
it. I mean, it's
experience.
the emotion too. You know, I mean,
Sense memory.
yeah. And
It's
the
the
emotion
ultimate.
and the things you felt. Oh God, you know, you were someone who's breaking up with their boyfriend or girlfriend at that time. It's like, oh, I remember that. You know.
Which, of course, is better than what we think of when we hear the songs because we just remember duking out with the producer.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite songs that bring back favorite memories?
Summer in the City. Yes, Summer in the City. I remember that.
66.
Just
Memory.
the whole Are You Experienced album.
Whoa. Somebody bring it back there.
The Doors album, Doors for Stop.
Yeah, that one.
How about you, Debbie?
Same.
Same?
Same with those.
Susanna?
All those.
Help.
Help?
Beatles.
All of it.
Yeah, Help reminds me of grade 4, and I hated my grade 4 teacher. Bad memories from that. Manic Monday is starting to be my wake-up.
Really?
It's
Oh,
the
good.
week again, so it's going to have some memories, although I don't know how fond they'll be. Because you know what Mondays are like. Anyways, we want to thank you for dropping by. We've got some T-shirts for you here. Who'd like white and who'd like black?
Black, white. If it's
Black,
second,
white.
let's see, it's
White,
bright.
black.
Well, the
let's
white ones
see
are
what-
great. Here,
white
check,
ones are
check,
Oh, I like those.
check the white one.
Okay, let's see the
Here's the
black
white one
ones.
on three.
Okay.
White ones are very, very
And the black ones are just they're a little plainer, you know. This.
Ooh, I want a black one.
want a
now.
black
That's a black one.
I want
I want a black one.
Uh-oh, we've got 3 who want black and only one
Right,
who
all right,
wants
now
white.
we go into Bangles democracy. Okay, ready?
Okay, well here, I'll tell you what, we'll give you the white one in the meantime,
Okay.
because it's a smaller one. And we'll give it the black ones, and I promise that I'll get you a white one. A black one, I mean. A black one, yes.
Yeah, I like the black ones as well. Also,
All right, there you are.
as well, also 206. Thank you so much.
Now that you've duked it out over the T-shirts, is there
Yeah.
maybe a favorite song that you can duke it out over that we can play for you?
I want to see a cult video. Can I see a cult video?
Yeah.
Can she see a cult video? video?
Yeah.
They're foxy.
Yeah?
She's so sanctuary.
Foxy?
They're foxy.
I don't know.
Strange nostrils.
Hold on, wait a minute,
Really
wait a minute. You can't talk about men like that.
No, wait a minute.
Just a
We
second
can
here.
talk about good-looking men in rock and roll. I
You
mean,
can't
come
say
on.
foxy, though. I mean,
Why not?
it's a
Why not?
demeaning
Is that a
term.
dirty word?
How would you like it if somebody here said, hey, what a bunch of foxy-looking girls?
Hey, you'd like it. They do say that.
And you'd like it?
Gnarly chicks.
Okay.
Gnarly chicks. These
You
are
can
gnarly dudes.
Okay, the gnarly dudes, Ian Asbury, the cult. Here's She Sells
Yeah.
Sanctuary. Thank you.